Good morning, class 10 students. Today we are going to conclude the chapter power sharing. Before we conclude, I would like to remind you that what we have discussed in this chapter, and after that we will proceed. First, when we started this chapter, we studied ethnic composition of Belgium, ethnic composition of Sri Lanka, majoritarianism in Sri Lanka, majoritarian measures adopted by the government of Sri Lanka to establish Sinhala supremacy, civil war in Sri Lanka, how Belgium accommodated its regional and cultural diversity, that is, accommodation in Belgium, that is, elements of the Belgian model, community government in Belgium. Next was what do we learn from the stories of Belgium and Sri Lanka? Next, we studied why power sharing is desirable, and there was two sets of reasons. First one was prudential and second one was moral reason. And in the last segment, we started in the previous class modern forms of power sharing arrangements. Modern forms of power sharing arrangements. Four, I told you, first one was power is shared among different organs of government. It has been discussed. Powers can be shared among governments at different levels. It has also been discussed. And today, rest of the two. Third one is power is shared among different social groups. And fourth one is power is shared by political parties, pressure groups, and movements. So, first one was modern forms of power sharing arrangement. First one was again मैं इसको थोड़ा सा आपको याद दिला रहा हूँ. First one was power is shared among different organs of the government. Organs of the government are three organs of the government: legislative, executive, and judiciary. This division of power is called horizontal division of power because all organs are placed on the same level and they exercise different powers. Their jurisdictions are different. It's also called system of check and balance because each organ check and balance each other to stop the unlimited exercise of power by any government. Second one was power is shared among governments at different levels. In India, one level is union government, those who seize the entire nation, and second one is state government that sees the state. बहुत सारे देशों में स्टेट को प्रोविंस भी कहा जाता है, रीजन भी कहा जाता है. हमारे यहाँ स्टेट कहा जाता है. दिस इज कॉल्ड द वर्टिकल डिवीजन ऑफ पावर. इट्स ऑल्सो कॉल्ड फेडरल डिवीजन ऑफ पावर and it's also called federalism. I tell you that our next second chapter will be federalism. Our next chapter will be federalism. Federalism. What is federalism? The division of powers between the central government and the state governments is known as federalism. So, the two sets of arrangements have already been discussed in the previous class. Today, third one is power is shared among different social groups. How is it possible? How different social groups exercise power? For that, you have to recall your memory. Go to class 9 when you were studying chapter 4, election. In that chapter, you had gone through a topic, reserved constituencies, and you had studied that some seats are reserved for scheduled caste and scheduled tribes in the Lok Sabha. as well as in the Vidhan Sabha. कुछ सीटें लोकसभा और कुछ सीटें विधानसभा में शेड्यूल्ड कास्ट और शेड्यूल्ड ट्राइब्स के लिए रिजर्व्ड है. दैट इज power is shared by different social groups. In this example, which are the different social groups? Scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. You can explain it in this example. So if you have book, go to page number 9. Power may also be shared among different social groups such as the religious and linguistic groups. Religious groups matlab groups based on different religion like Hinduism, Islam, Christianity, Buddhism, etc. Linguistic groups, the groups which are made on the basis of their distinct language, like that Marathi, Odia, Malayalam, Telugu, Tamil. Community government in Belgium is a good example of this arrangement. Yes, one example was given related to the reserved constituencies in India, and second good example just we have studied community government in Belgium, in which you see that different linguistic groups, Dutch, French and German, have their representatives in this type of government, community government, and its power and function is only related to the language and culture of their language. Their language, culture and religion. In some countries, there are constitutional and legal arrangements whereby socially weaker sections and women are represented in the legislatures and administration. Many more countries, some seats are reserved for women. In our countries, in third level of government, that is Panchayati Raj and municipalities, 1/3 seats are reserved for women. So this is the third example of how power is shared among different social groups. Last year, we studied the system of reserved constituencies in assemblies and the parliament of our country. Here assemblies means legislative assembly, Vidhan Sabha. This type of arrangement is meant to give space in the government and administration to diverse social groups who otherwise would feel alienated from the government. अगर उनको रिजर्वेशन नहीं दिया जाता, they would feel alienated. वे अपने आप को अलग थलग महसूस करते. This method is used to give minority communities a fair share in power. इससे जो minority में है, जो संख्या में कम है, उनको भी लगता है कि देश में उनके लिए भी कुछ स्थान है, and that is the good. In unit 2nd, we shall look at various ways of accommodating social diversities. And now, last topic is power shared by political parties, pressure groups and movements. Three things are there. One by one, I will tell you political parties, you know. Pressure groups. Pressure groups matlab the groups that put pressure on the government to implement the policies in favor of that पर्टिकुलर ग्रुप, प्रेशर ग्रुप, जो आंदोलन करके सरकार पे दबाव बनाते हैं कि या तो आप अपनी पॉलिसी में चेंज लाओ या उनके फेवर की पॉलिसी बनाओ. एंड मूवमेंट, मास लेवल एजिटेशन इज कॉल्ड मूवमेंट. एक बहुत बड़े लेवल पे जो धरना प्रदर्शन आंदोलन होता है, दैट्स कॉल्ड मूवमेंट. तो पावर इज ऑल्सो शेयर्ड बाय पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज. हाउ बाय पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज? Political parties contest the election. If they win, if they get the seats desirable for making government, they form the government. If they don't, they are in opposition. अगर उनको opposition के लायक भी सीटें नहीं मिलती है, तो from outside they raise the voices of public interest. वो जनहित से जुड़े मुद्दों को उठाते हैं. Pressure groups, they put the pressure on the government. बहुत बार हमने देखा कि कभी कभी उनके दबाव देने से सरकार अपनी नीतियों में कुछ परिवर्तन लाई है. मूवमेंट्स, बहुत बड़े बड़े आंदोलन इस दुनिया में हुए जिसने सरकार को पलट के रख दिया है. कंट्रोल और इन्फ्लुएंस दोज इन पावर. इन अ डेमोक्रेसी, अगर डेमोक्रेसी की बात की जाए, द सिटीजन्स मस्ट हैव फ्रीडम टू चूज अमॉन्ग वेरियस कंटेंडर्स फॉर पावर. कंटेंडर्स हियर मीन्स दोज हु कॉन्टेस्ट इलेक्शन. इन कंटेम्पोररी डेमोक्रेसीज, contemporary means modern democracies, this takes the form of competition among different parties. We see in democracy, modern democracy, competition among different parties. Such competition ensures that power does not remain in one hand. And this competition is good. This competition ensures that power does not remain in one hand. Power does not concentrate. Power is shared among different political parties that represent different ideologies and social groups. As you know, अलग-अलग पार्टियों के ideologies अलग-अलग होते हैं. Sometimes this kind of sharing can be direct when two or more parties form an alliance to contest election. Many more time you see in India, one single party could not get the seats to form the government. Many more smaller parties will come together, make an alliance, and form the government. That is called the coalition government, that is called alliance front. If their alliance is elected, they form a coalition government and thus share power. In a democracy, we find interest groups. Yes, pressure groups पे हम लोग आते हैं. Interest groups क्यों कहते हैं? क्योंकि वो समाज के किसी पर्टिकुलर ग्रुप के इंटरेस्ट की बात करते हैं. जैसे डॉक्टरों का एक ग्रुप हो सकता है, दैट्स कॉल्ड प्रेशर ग्रुप ऑफ डॉक्टर या इंटरेस्ट ग्रुप ऑफ डॉक्टर. They will raise issues related only to the doctors. Teachers group, only teachers के बारे में. Farmers association, only farmer के बारे में. Workers, only workers के बारे में. Industrialist के बारे में. Business group, business class के बारे में. Like those of traders, businessmen, industrialist, farmer and industrial workers. They also will have a share in governmental power either through participation in governmental committee or bringing influence on the decision making process. या तो वो आंदोलन करके सरकार पे दबाव बनाते हैं, और बहुत जो यूनियन के जो मेंबर होते हैं, बहुत सारे ऐसे यूनियन है जिसके मेंबर सरकार द्वारा बनाई गई कमेटी में भी होते हैं. तो इनडायरेक्टली दे शेयर द पावर. इन यूनिट थर्ड we shall study the working of political parties, pressure groups and social movements. So today, that's all for today. And one thing, you make the copy regularly, you make the fair copy regularly. If bookshops are being opened, then go to shop and get the NCERT books. Only NCERT books will be there, that is original NCERT books. Okay, and like class 9, you have to make one copy. Okay, thank you very much to join with me.